Hello once again everyone and welcome back. This week I have decided to do something new. Sure, I have reviewed movies before and all, but this time I'm going to be reviewing a childhood favorite of mine, that being Brother Bear. Now, I know the movie isn't the best loved of Disney's films, and it has quite the reputation with it, but I do personally enjoy the movie, especially since I've seen it 100 times throughout my life. But yes, let's begin, shall we? Okay, so for those who don't know, Brother Bear is an animated movie in 2003 by Disney, not Pixar, but the actual Disney group. You know, back when they would actually release traditionally animated movies. This, however, is one of the last films to be animated traditionally at Disney, as the company decided to move almost entirely to 3D animation shortly afterwards. The only other one I can remember after 2003 was The Princess and the Frog, which I enjoyed quite well enough. The movie is about Kenai, who becomes a man by becoming a bear, while in between going on a journey of his own. Throughout the review, I hope to go in further about this, but we will see on that. Before I get into my own thoughts on the movie, I will point out that there is a set of reviews by the user BigManX, and they're some of my favorite on this movie. Many of the jokes I would make were used by him in his videos on the movie, and I find it quite enjoyable. But I won't go on that here. I will also try avoiding stuff he comments on as well, so you can actually watch his video too. Quite detailed his is for just a handful of minutes each. I'll link them below if interested, but anyways, back to the movie. The movie starts off decently enough with that grand old Disney formula and beautiful scenery and backgrounds, along with lots of beautiful traditional effects. There is the usual Disney song playing over everything in the beginning, of course. To me, I really like the song. It's good enough in my mind, plus I like that it isn't performed by Phil Collins here. Now, I don't necessarily hate Phil Collins, but he's not one I tend to listen to at all that much. But yes, behind the song is the opening events of the movie. You can see the way of life of these native peoples long ago, when mammoths still roamed the earth and all. After the song, we get introduced to the three brothers Kenai, Sitka, and Denahi. Denahi, by the way, is voiced by Jason Mraz in his only film role before his death, shortly after this movie. He is also known for playing Simba in the musical for The Lion King. Kenai being played by Joaquin Phoenix, you likely know him from other films, and Sitka being played by D.B. Sweeney. Sitka is the oldest of the three, Kenai being youngest. From here you can see their brotherly bond as they try getting ready for the big manhood ceremony. By the way, I will glance over certain bits during the movie, and I apologize, but I got to narrow this down somehow. I'm thinking it's going to be quite long. Plus, I assume many watching have seen the movie and just want to hear me blabbing away about it. So yeah, I got the DVD version from when it came out and got behind the scenes stuff. So now I know lots of little facts too. Very interesting to watch the behind the scenes of a movie, by the way. All the things that go on too are fun. But yes, again, back to the movie. A few moments later, the brothers in the tribe find that the shaman woman Tanana is back, played by Joan Copeland. The village rushes to go to her, making Kenai distractedly tie up a fish basket he was meant to tie up well, holding the entire tribe's fish. This will come back to bite him, surely. But this is the first part of the movie, or the first act as I call it, I really enjoy. I like the glimpse into native life, not an angle seen too often. By the way, I'm very interested in Native American history and such, if curious. I also love the scenery and the animation. Before moving on, I will say the animation is pretty good. I also love the shading that Disney uses here in this movie. If Disney hadn't been practically forced by the Shrek wave to move to 3D animation, I think they could have taken traditional animation a step further. I really love how smooth this movie is, and that the shading and lighting is superb. The tribe gathers at the ceremony, and Kenai receives his totem, which will guide him through his life. Think of it like a zodiac. He gets the totem of love, which is a bear. He is upset by this, and he is seen so after the ceremony. This doesn't last long, however, as Denahi finds the basket to have been attacked by a bear because Kenai didn't tie it up. This escalates until Kenai decides to go after the bear to get the basket back in seemingly a form of revenge. Kenai subsequently tries to fight the bear and is thrown off a cliff. His brothers, who are trying to search for him, see this and try coming to his rescue. This escalates until Sitka makes the choice of sacrificing himself to save his brothers, and by driving his spear into the glacier, he breaks it around the bear and himself, thus leading to a collapse of the glacier. One spear likely wouldn't break a glacier, by the way, but Disney movie, you're meant to take leaps in logic at things like this, so it makes it funner to watch a movie. This is where Sitka dies. The brothers try going down the glacier to try finding him in the water below, but cannot find him. He is presumed dead, and the tribe holds a funeral of sorts back in camp at the cave where the ceremony had taken place not long before. This is an emotional peak of the movie, as the death comes so early in the film. When younger, this really moved me, and it still does to a certain extent. Sitka's death leads Kenai to try hunting for that bear since it had lived, and so Kenai tries to go for revenge since he says the bear killed his brother. Denahi tries to stop him and be a voice of reason since Sitka is no longer able to provide that role. And I approve of Denahi here. The bear didn't kill Sitka in my mind, and this violence won't stop or accomplish anything. This doesn't seem to last long, however, and any integrity that Denahi had is lost, as moments later in the movie, Kenai goes on to chase after the bear. The chase leads him to a literal peak in the movie, pun intended. At the top of the mountain, it's just Kenai and the bear. He tries to attack, but is eventually able, after a bit of fighting, he gets a lucky shot and kills the bear. But before Denahi can come to rescue Kenai from this fight, Kenai is transformed into a bear. I believe this to be the most beautiful scene in the movie. After the transformation scene and my favorite musical moment of the movie, Kenai is now a bear. Denahi has now made his way up the mountain and sees Kenai as a bear. Denahi, however, doesn't notice this is actually Kenai and thinks that it's just the bear having likely consumed or killed his brother based on the clothes and weapon lying on the ground. A lucky lightning strike hits just between the two, making Kenai tumble off a mountain. Again, just let it happen. More fun to watch than make logical conclusions. Thus ends Act 1. To me, I enjoy Act 1 the most. I again love the native life and culture. The scenery and animation is great and all as well. I do feel it alone could be stretched down and made into its own full-length movie or TV movie, either way. But yes, now we gotta go on to Act 2, or at least that's what I call it.